What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with Me, and welcome to a video talking about my favorite video game console of all time. This is a topic that I feel like I would have already talked about, but I didn't somehow. And to be fair, I'm still very young. Obviously, I'm 22. There's plenty of video game consoles that will come out over the many decades, and I'm sure I'm going to have to update this one day. I'm sure there's going to be a console that I like more than the console I'm going to talk about today. If you know me, you know the console that I love the most. Honestly, you know it. You know it, man. But if you don't know me, if you this first time you see me, you're not going to guess it. If I'm being honest, you're not. You're not. But my favorite video game console of all time is... Are you ready? Put in your guess right now. Put in your guess right now in the comments. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It is the Wii U! The Wii U, boys! And I know some people are going to be like, ha ha, so what is it really? No. This is my favorite console, man. I love the Wii U, man. If you know me, you knew that answer right off the bat. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with that. If you don't know me. The Wii U is an amazing console. It is a console that sold horribly. You know, sort of like 13 million, which 13 million is nothing to scoff at, but for a Nintendo console, that's really low, you know? And I love it, though. And, you know, sales don't mean anything to me. Like, I'm not making money off the Wii U, so sales doesn't mean shit to me. When I talk about video game console, I'm talking about the console itself, the overall package, which does include the game library, but not 100%. Because, yes, if we're talking strictly off a game library, Wii U wouldn't be my favorite. I don't know what would be my favorite. I do prefer the Switch's game library over the Wii U's now, as of today, as of now. But in the end of the day, the library for the Wii U is still fantastic. Obviously, it's a part of why it's my favorite console. You know, Super Mario 3D World, fucking Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, Xenoblade Chronicles X, fucking Pikmin 3, you got Bayonetta 2, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, New Super Mario Bros. U, Nintendo Land, Lego City Undercover, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Maker. The list goes on and on for me. And I know what you may be thinking. Well, a lot of those games are on the Switch now, a good amount of them at least. Yeah, you're right, but I don't know what to tell you. You know, I owned the Wii U before the Switch even existed. You know, I played Super Mario 3D World in 2013 when it released. So hey, if you want to play Super Mario 3D World in 2013 on the Nintendo Switch, go ahead, but it didn't exist. So, and regardless, there are still plenty of games that aren't on Switch, like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, which I really love. And there's a lot more Star Fox Zero stuff like that, which is controversial. Paper Mario Color Splash, I really enjoy that game. I absolutely love the library. And that's only physical stuff. There's a bunch of digital stuff that I have downloaded on this Wii U. And not only that, I find it weird when people say, oh, well, you could just buy them on Switch. Yeah, you could buy them on Switch for $60 a piece, when you could probably buy those Wii U games on Wii U for like $20 a piece. Great deal you got there, what the fuck? And not only that, but you get to play it on the Wii U, which means you have the Wii U gamepad, and I love the Wii U gamepad. People might say, I remember people were saying this is a very big and bulky, it's so fucking big, oh my god, it's so thick, ew, it's so big. Like, well, first of all, that's what she said, but it's kind of like, really? That's why I love it. I love how big it is, man. I love this thing. This is great. If you see, it actually has, you know, ergonomics. You could actually fit it in your hand really well. Something that a lot of other controllers like the Joy-Cons don't have. I don't think the Joy-Cons are bad. I think they feel nice, but they're not nearly as good as the gamepad. What? I mean, come on, man. Like, this shit literally has a thing so you can place it in your palm. It's great. It's light. And it feels great, man. I love this gamepad. This gamepad has so much things. You got a whole ass screen on it. You got a camera on it. You got fucking mic. You got the whole NFC for Amiibo and shit. Control your TV with it if you wanted to. You know, it's just options. In the end of the day, they're there for you. And it's more options to me are better. It's why I really am enjoying the DualSense, because the DualSense has a lot of features, you know. And that's what the gamepad had to me. Like, the gamepad had a lot, including a whole ass screen on it, and the screen was fantastic. I was able to do so much with this screen. Recently, I actually talked about Rayman Legends on my Back of the Backlog series. I didn't play the Switch version, I didn't play the Xbox version or the PS4 version, I played the Wii U version because it was made for the Wii U. And yeah, you could play without it, and you're not going to miss a ton, but you're going to miss some integral parts of it. There are literal levels that had you controlling an AI glow box that you would control through the gamepad. It was entertaining. It was a new experience. And while you could get away with it using buttons, technically it's not as intuitive. It's slightly not as good. Even menu stuff, there's a lot of times where you're pausing on a menu. For the Wii U, most of the time it was on the bottom screen, and you would just quickly, as you're playing, tap something on the screen and something would pop up on the actual TV screen. I love that. And while again those are minor things, it adds up for a better experience. I would much prefer having this. I would kill, I would murder, no. I would love to have a new Wii U gamepad, whether it be a PS5 gamepad, a Switch gamepad. This feels great to me, and I would love just chilling like that. I mean, it's really light. If you've never held a gamepad, it's way lighter than you would think. Like, this is a bigger, chunkier thing. You would think it's like really hefty, but it's honestly not. It's pretty damn light. This controller alone just made me so fucking happy, man. I love this gamepad. I really do. And yeah, like a lot of games didn't technically take huge advantage of it. It just felt nice to have. And, you know, again, that's all obviously preference. That's why it's my opinion, right? Who would have thought? But, you know, I personally love this fucking thing. I really do. Every time I turn on the console, it's welcoming. Let's talk about that. The console itself. This is what really sets it apart from every other console I've had. When I turn on my Wii U and you have all the Miis running towards the screen, it's welcoming. It's super welcoming. And if it's your birthday, there's a little bell jingle, and it essentially is saying happy birthday to you. And no one else does that for me yet. What's going on? Obviously, Miiverse is no longer more. I'll talk about a little bit more about Miiverse later on, but on the Wii U screen, when you turned it on the TV, you have different games, and you have a community of people talking about said games. So once you boot it up, you see Super Mario 3D World, and you see people talking about Super Mario 3D World, or you see people talking about Lego City Undercover, or Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, or Yoshi's Woolly World. You know, you would see Super Mario Maker, people drawings and shit, and it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And there's nothing like it. Literally, there's factually nothing like it. Any console you boot up ever, it's a menu screen, and that's great. But the Wii U had two. You had the menu screen on the gamepad, and then you had a whole different experience that's going up on the TV. It was incredible. It was so fucking cool. For some reason, some people like laugh at it. Oh, okay, that's kind of dumb. Really? Adding something is dumb? Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's so weird to me. Like, that's what's fucking cool, man. It's a whole system. It's a whole world that's living there, man. Talking about games. Talking about fucking video games. And here we are with every other system not having anything remotely close to that. And it's such a shame, because it's like, you lost out on such a huge fucking thing. Well, it's technically minor. It's fucking big! Now every time I turn on my Wii U, it's just generic Miis, not really talking about anything because there's no Miiverse. And it's such a damn shame. Which, let's talk about Miiverse. Miiverse was the greatest fucking thing Nintendo has ever made, and then they decided to never do it again. Nintendo, what's wrong with you? I mean, Miiverse was like a social media, like a Twitter for Nintendo games, for a Nintendo platform. Every single game had its own community. Let's say you went into the Fatal Frame Made in the Blackwater community, right? You went into there. All you would see would be people talking about that game, drawing pictures on that game, posting screenshots and little things about that game. The whole community was just on that game, and so it was perfect to talk and find people who also enjoyed that game, and you get to comment on those posts, you get to those posts. It was amazing, dude. It was fucking amazing. Again, a lot of people like to make it meme where they're like, oh, look how trash this was, look at all the stupid things there are. Sure, there's gonna be plenty of dumb shit, but every platform has dumb shit. Like, I don't know, like, really? What does that even mean? Like, there's nothing that's even remotely close to Miiverse nowadays. Like, what are you on about, man? A whole community of people just sharing screenshots and stuff. Like, That's fucking cool, man. That's really fucking cool. It's not the same to post on Twitter. You know, I could post screenshots on Twitter, and I do. But it's like someone's scrolling through the timeline, and then, alright, you see some random photo that I posted, and you keep going. Like, it's not the same as I'm gonna go in to the Star Fox Zero community and see people's best times, or see someone's, what they're drawing. It's an experience unlike any other thing that someone has ever made, and for some reason, Nintendo was like, yeah, that was cool, but we're never doing that again. What the fuck? What? Like, Switch was perfect to continue that, and they just didn't, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind, and it's something that the Wii U had. The 3DS, later on, they gave it to the 3DS. It was very slow, not as good, but regardless, the Wii U is what created that fucking thing, and it was incredible. It was incredible, and it burns me to my core that they just stopped. They're just done, and it makes me fucking sad, man. It makes me sad, because I'm like, that was such an amazing idea to just put away. But not only that, it's just the console itself. You know, it's like kind of like a Wii in terms of its setup, in terms of the OS, but it's got the little ambience, the music. You enter the eShop channel and there's music. There was different music during different times. The eShop channel is really well organized. The settings had music. Everything had music, you know? There was always some type of livelihood, some type of atmosphere, some type of ambience somewhere, always, and I loved that. Every time I turned on my Wii U, it's like my Wii U was like, hey man, yo, how you been? How you been? You doing good? Yeah, yo, you gonna play some Mario Kart? Dope, man, dope. That's fucking cool. That's really cool. Let me sing while you put in your disc. Here's my boop, 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 boop. Like, just, you know, just some fucking music, some type of atmosphere. There was an atmosphere to the console, and it just drives me crazy that there's nothing in terms of the Switch in terms of that. And I'm not trying to compare it to the Switch all the time. Let me stop that. Let me stop talking shit about the Switch, because I love the Switch too. But it's just, you know, I'm just thinking as in, that was their final thing before they did the next thing, and they just kind of downgraded everything. It's the weirdest thing ever. And you even had the activity log, something that was awesome and is sorely missing on the Switch. It was also on the 3DS, and it was actually better on the 3DS, but the Wii U still had a great activity log where you get to see by the individual days or by the months, and you get to see all your play time. You get to click on the game and see how many hours you've played it and how many times you've clicked on it and actually started playing it. It was just, I love that shit. I love it. And guess what? It had music in that damn app too. It had music. It was great, man. I love that. There was even an internet browser, which was pretty cool. You know, with the internet browser, you're able to, you know, watch random shit, and you could close curtains, and so you could reveal stuff on the TV, so you could, while you're on the gamepad, you know, just messing around the internet, you could close the curtains. Yeah, I didn't use it too crazy much. Well, I think actually I did, for reasons. Let's just say that curtain came in handy more than once, you know what I'm saying? But again, just had charm. It had unique flavor to it. You know, it had an atmosphere, it created an atmosphere that was just welcoming, inviting, and also had a sense of wonder, you know? I loved it. I absolutely love it. Like I said, the Wii U is great because of that, but not only that, but it was because of the damn versatility on this thing, man. You were not only able to play just Wii U games, but you click that Wii menu and boom, there was a Wii inside of the Wii U. I mean, literally, you boot up the Wii menu, a Wii pops up. You press A, just like opening up a Wii, turning on a Wii, and boom, the Wii menu's on. You get the great, and you get the same Wii menu music, and you got the Wii Shop channel or the Me channel, and then you can play a whole library of Wii games. What the fuck? That's amazing. That's so good. So not only can you play the Wii library, but you can literally be on a Wii while you're playing on the Wii U. That's amazing. I love that. And obviously the Wii has an incredible library of games. There you go. So on the Wii U, you could play Wii games, Wii U games, and you also have the Virtual Console. Nintendo, why'd you stop the Virtual Console? What's wrong with you? And from the Virtual Console, you could play Nintendo 64, you could play NES, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, you could play Nintendo DS games. I was just like, what the hell? This is great. This is amazing. I mean, Nintendo DS games on the TV for the first time is amazing. Yes, there's not a ton of games in terms of the selection for virtual consoles for a decent amount of the systems, but in the end of the day, what they had there was still cool. It was cool as fuck, man. And if they only went just a step further to put in GameCube games and 3DS games, whew, that would have been, it would have been the Series X of Nintendo consoles until, you know, they make a one that you can play Switch and everything else too. But it's insane. It's insane. Like the Wii U, you were able to play so many damn platforms. And yeah, I think if you technically, I guess it was able to play GameCube games, but I guess they did something where you can't, I don't know, weird. But regardless, if they had it where they kept the GameCube games in, and then they also just added a support for like 3DS where you could have, you know, the bottom screen on the bottom screen, the top screen on the top screen. Oh my god, man, that would have been, I mean, what? That would have been insane. But even then, what we got is so incredible. The vast library of Nintendo consoles that you could play on the Wii U is insane, man. It's really good. It's incredible. I turn on my Wii U a good amount of times still, man. I was just playing Mario Kart 64 the other day, you know, and I turned on my Wii U for that, and I love it. I fucking love it. And not only that, but it had free online. You had free online still. And I know people like to shit on Nintendo's online, but it works for me. I don't really get lag. I'm gonna be honest with you. Be completely honest with you. Just being transparent. I don't really get lag while playing Nintendo games, so I can't quite complain like how people do. But at least on Wii U, it was free. It was free anyway, so I loved it. I still play like Black Ops 2 on Wii U. I played it the other day, Black Ops 2 on Wii U, and I had a great time with it. I played with this damn gamepad. And what's cool is you could change classes on the fly. Yeah, you could press star, change class, and, you know, I catch myself doing that too. But at the same time, if you just, while you're playing, just quickly go click class and you just tap on the next class you want, it changes your loadout without having to pause. And you could just keep running or keeping the eye out as you actually change your class. It's fucking awesome. It's so damn cool. And again, I get people are going to be like, oh, that's so minor. It's so whatever. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the complaints for the Wii U. I don't get them. I really don't. Lack of games? Hell no. Hell no, man. I have a good amount of games for this fucking console, man. I play that shit so long, for so many hours. I don't know. I don't get that. I remember saying lack of third party. Yeah, for sure, technically. But you had a lot of great indie games on there, and that's third party in my eyes, man. And I loved a lot of the indie games that I played on here. It was really damn solid. And I don't know, everyone, there's always like, oh, the Wii U is trash. I'm sorry. I can't take your opinion seriously if your whole argument about the Wii U is trash is, it's shit. Okay, alright. You know, I'm going to talk to someone who has an actual, you know, puts together a few sentences, at least two. If you love Nintendo games, the Wii U just had a really good selection, man, and had some of the best damn in the genre. I mean, you know, I don't like to talk about the Switch latest again, but, you know, some of the best-selling games are Wii U games, you know? And it's funny that it's like, oh, I don't care about the Wii U, but then a lot of people want to have all those Wii U games ported to Switch. If you do the math, it's cheaper to just buy a fucking Wii U and those games, and then you still have a whole library for Wii games. You could get the Virtual Console games. You could actually go out and you could get Xenoblade Chronicles X and now hopefully get a Switch version. It's like, dude, it's there. It's there. The console exists and it's there. You go on eBay, you go to lowest pricing, shipping, you can find some decent prices. Look at this, man. $175. You could get fucking a Wii U 32 gig with Super Mario Maker, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and some Disney games. What? For $175? Dude, that's a great ass price. It comes with a gamepad and 2 Wii remotes, and that's one seller. That's one seller on eBay. So I don't want to hear the whole, oh, it's too expensive. Man, you buy that and you get yourself Xenoblade for damn cheap, and then you're saving so much money instead of buying $60 ports on Switch. It makes no fucking sense. On the eShop right now, you can get a lot of those games for $20. $20. And that's digitally. Physically, you could probably get it plenty for even cheaper. Obviously, this is 2021. I'm sure if you're watching this 10 years from now, the Wii U is probably going to be maybe more expensive. It depends on how it does later on. I'm sure the games will get pricier. But regardless, the Wii U, man, the Wii U, an amazing console that is, yes, it is the most underrated fucking console of all time. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. I guess you could say also up there is probably the Dreamcast, by having played the Dreamcast like that. Like I said, this is more about the console itself. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, game library has to be very good in order to be my favorite, but I think the more thing that I'm talking about is the console, the presentation, the atmosphere, the music, the applications. All that added up to being my favorite damn console. The controller is unique, and it's big, and it's thick, and it's the size of my head, but it feels comfortable. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real honest, man. I've noticed I like the bigger size, and I think what it is because my hands are further apart. There's something about having a smaller controller that's like closer. I feel like I'm almost like gripping it really hard. I don't know. That's why I like the gamepad. I'm just being honest. That's why I like the gamepad a lot. Having two screens is something that I think needs to come back. I really do. I would totally buy an accessory for every console if they had some type of second screen experience. I'd get it in a heartbeat. I really would. I'm just saying, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, I'd buy it in a fucking heartbeat. If you had a controller like this, I think there'd be a decent market. I don't know if it'd be huge, but I think you can make your money back. So I'm just saying. Mix the Wii U's atmosphere and applications like Miiverse. Mix that in with the backwards compatibility for Wii titles and all the virtual console stuff. I don't know, it's a no-brainer for me. I love Nintendo games, and so you're able to play a ton of Nintendo games on here. It was ridiculous, you know? Mix it with the fact that I think it looks great. I mean, I think it's a nice small console with just this nice beefier controller. I think you had an amazing console on hand, and to this day, I get fucking sad. Every time I turn it on, I play it, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did this not sell well? I get why, marketing, stuff, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, man, I wish we were in a future where if the Wii U sold well, we'd probably be getting the Switch around next year or this year. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have gotten Switch like a year or two ago. And it's like, man, we could have had the Wii U for just a little bit longer, man. You know, it's such a damn shame. And I will say, obviously, in terms of my favorite console, it's tough for systems like GameCube or the Super Nintendo or PS2 or the PS1 or the original Xbox to get my spot. For one, I didn't play as many games on there yet, but also they don't have they don't have a personality. Unfortunately, once the Wii 360 and PS3 came out, then that's when they started having, more of the OS, more features, more of a personality, more of an atmosphere to them. And that's why they personally would be ranked higher in terms of a list for me than like a GameCube. Even though the GameCube is fucking awesome, although I haven't played as many games as I like, eventually, whenever I finish my backlog of GameCube games, it may rank higher eventually, but I don't know if it'd rank higher than the Wii U just for the simple fact that, again, you turn on the GameCube, there's not really anything there except other than playing a game, which that's what I'm talking about, video game console as a whole. You know what I'm saying? The game libraries, that's a completely different discussion. We could have a whole video talking about that. That would be it wouldn't be the Wii U, it would be something else. But if we're talking about video game console as the whole entire package, the Wii U, man, is my baby. It's my baby, and I love it so fucking much, man. All the time, always talking about, Nintendo for online. On Wii U, man, you were able to type in someone's ID, send them a friend request. You could message them on Miiverse, all that type of stuff, normally. It was simple. Yeah, it was like, but for some reason, the Switch kind of went backwards and stuff. It's so weird to me, but I don't get it, The Wii U had a lot of what people wanted, and now, I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going with this one, but look, guys, I'm just looking at my Wii U. I love it. I love it to death, man. It is one of my favorite consoles, and I know because of my huge backlog, there's going to be plenty of times I'm going to still turn on this Wii U console. Even after all that, I still be turning it on. I'm one of the people that turn on all my consoles all the time. I know a lot of people are like, oh, man, I remember the day back when I would play blah, blah, blah. I miss those days. I don't have to miss those days. I still play them. I'm not one of those people like, I gotta play games in 2021, and that's it. If they're old, why would I play old games? Because they were good? there's plenty of games I've missed. If you've never seen my Back of the Backlog series, go check it out. Next week, we're actually taking a look at Kirby 64 for the first time ever. I never played that game, so we're going to be talking about the game, which I actually played on my Wii U. So yeah, alright, I'll see you guys next time. Let me know, what is your favorite video game console? Did you own a Wii U? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Don't even tell me, yo. It's gonna hurt me. nah, obviously everyone's got different opinions, and I get it. But I just feel like if you like Nintendo games, like, how did you not like the Wii U? And I'm sorry, but if you say you don't like the Wii U and you're buying Wii U ports on Switch, it's hypocritical, like very hypocritical. So again, they're so much more expensive on Switch right now. Like I said, you go on eBay, you can buy a Wii U and buy those games. Please, actually, yeah, do that. Like, if you're interested in the Wii U, like, it's not too late. It's just like, it's not too late to buy a Sega Saturn. Like, I'm gonna buy a Sega Saturn soon. I'm gonna buy a Sega Dreamcast soon. I'm gonna, you know, why not? Why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? There's no reason not to. So, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. I could talk about the Wii U for forever. It's already been 32 minutes as of my recording. I start to ramble when it comes to this console. I love it. I love it to death, man. I'm sure there's other things that I kind of forgot about, but, dude, it's a phenomenal console, and I could talk about it all day. And I probably will one day. Maybe one day. If we hit 100,000 subscribers, I'll talk about the Wii U for 24 hours straight. That's my goal. That's my goal. We hit 100,000 subs, I'm going to talk about the Wii U for 24 hours straight. I don't think well, I hope it'll happen. I just don't know when it'll happen. So I'm sure someone will forget by then. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Peace out.
It was 2013, freshman year of high school. I was like a motherfucking disciple. Followed every rule, never skipped shit. Beside my ton of absences, I was like a perfect kid. Skinny white twig in the school, 99% Hispanic. My ass had a massive backpack, black hoodie. You can imagine everyone would panic. That day there was a regular